Molly. Molly, I need you to read this text and tell me if I sound like a monster.
It's 9 in the morning. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. That's the problem. I sent my new client one line. One! And now I've been staring at it for 20 minutes.
Okay, read it to me.
Can you send me the file?
That's it? That's the monster text?
Is it rude? It feels rude. Should it have been could you or would you? Or one of those, longer, softer ones where you apologize 3 times before you even ask for the thing?
Oh, Matt, you just described the entire secret life of English in one panic attack.
I did?
You did! Listen to what just happened. You wrote, "Can you send me the file?" Totally fine. Clear, but your gut said, maybe "could you" sounds gentler, and your gut is right. "Can you send me the file?" and "could you send me the file?" mean the exact same thing. The file is the file, but they feel completely different.
Because of one word.
Because of one tiny word, can, could. And that little word, it's a modal verb. And today, that is the whole show.
Oh, this is going to be good. I love these little guys.
Of course you do. You're the kind of person who has feelings about grammar.
I contain multitudes, Molly.
Da-da-da-da-da. All right, let's start with my favorite thing these words can do. They can turn you into a detective.
A detective?
A detective. Okay, picture this. You walk into the office kitchen, and there, on the counter, is a single donut. Just one, sitting on a napkin. Nobody's around.
A mystery donut.
A mystery donut. Now, in English, we have a whole set of these little words just for guessing, for saying how sure you are about something. And that's one of the biggest jobs modal verbs do. So, let's investigate. There's a coffee next to the donut, and it has lipstick on the cup, bright red.
Then it can't be mine. I don't wear red lipstick to the office.
Good. Listen to what you just did. You said it can't be mine. Can't. When you're sure, really sure that something is not true, you don't say it isn't. That's flat. You say it can't be.
It can't be mine. There's no way.
Exactly. It can't be carries your certainty. There's no way. Now, our coworker Dana wears bright red lipstick every single day.
Then it must be Dana's.
Yes, must. When you're sure something is true, when all the evidence point one way, you say it must be Dana's. You don't have proof. You didn't see her, but you're certain.
So that's the pair. Sure it's true, must be. Sure it's not true, can't be. And here's the part that trips everybody up. The opposite of must be is not must not be.
Say that again because this is the one.
When you're guessing, when you're being a detective, the opposite of it must be Dana's is it can't be Dana's. Not must not be. Your brain wants to say must not. Fight your brain.
Fight your brain. That's the lesson. So we've got sure yes and sure no. But most of life isn't that certain, right? Most of the time you're just kind of guessing.
Which is where the soft ones come in. Okay, so a third coworker, Sam, sometimes steals red lipstick from his sister. We don't know. It's possible.
Why is that your example?
I don't know, Molly. The donut mystery is getting deep. The point is, now I'm not sure. So I'd say it might be Sam's, or it could be Sam's, or it may be Sam's.
And those three are basically a team. Might, could, may. They all mean, I'm not sure, but it's possible. The donut might be Sam's. It could be Sam's. It may be Sam's. Pick whichever one falls out of your mouth.
There's a tiny difference. May sounds a touch more formal, a little more buttoned up. Might and could are what you'll actually say with your friends. But honestly, if you mix them up, nobody's calling the grammar police. You're fine.
You're so fine. And this is a good moment to say, you don't have to get this perfect today. You're learning to feel the difference between sure and maybe. That feeling is the whole skill. The exact word will come.
Now, can I show off the fancy version?
Always.
What if the donut's already gone? Like we walk in tomorrow and it's just an empty napkin. We're guessing about the past now. And English has this gorgeous little move. You take the modal and you add have plus the verb. So Dana must have eaten it.
Must have. Ooh, so you're sure, but about something that already happened.
Sure about the past. She must have eaten it. The napkin's right by her desk. Or if you're not sure, Sam might have taken it. Sam could have taken it. Same team, just pointed at the past. Might have, could have, must have.
And in real speech, that have basically disappears, right? Nobody says must have.
Nobody. We smush it. She must have eaten it. He might have taken it. Must have, might have, could have. If you say the full must have out loud, you actually sound less natural. Smush it.
Smush it. That's a real linguistics term, by the way, everyone. Write it down.
Peer-reviewed.
Oh, and there's a negative version for when you're sure something did not happen. She can't have eaten it. She's allergic to chocolate. He couldn't have taken it. He was in a meeting all morning.
Can't have, couldn't have. That's the detective saying, nope, impossible, and here's my reason. You can't have finished already. I literally just handed it to you.
That's me to you on every project. You can't have read all that. Certain and a little suspicious. Oh, and before we leave can, it's got one more quiet job. General possibility. The stuff that's sometimes true.
Like, winters here can be brutal. Not always, but they can be.
Exactly. That intersection can get really backed up at 5. My grandpa can be stubborn sometimes. It's can for this happens. Not always, but it's a real possibility. Tiny job, but you'll use it all the time once you notice it.
My grandpa can be stubborn is doing a lot of polite work in that sentence.
It really is. Okay, detective hat off, because there's a second giant job these words do, and it's the one that can actually get you in trouble. We're talking about telling people what they have to do.
The bossy ones.
The bossy ones. Rules, obligations, the right thing to do. And there's a ladder here, from gentle to heavy. Let's start gentle. Should.
Should is advice. Should is your friend leaning over and going, hey, you should try the tacos here. They're unreal.
Right. Should is soft. It's a good idea. You're not forcing anyone. You should drink more water. You should call your mom. It's in a while. It's care, not command.
And the flip side, shouldn't, same softness. You shouldn't text him back, Molly. You know that.
We're not talking about my texts on the show, Matt.
I'm giving advice with a modal. Professionally.
Okay, climb the ladder. Up from should, you get must.
And must is heavier. Must is a real rule, or something you feel deep down that you have to do.
And here's a thing people miss. Must can come from inside you. Like, I must call my grandma this weekend. I keep forgetting. Nobody's making me. It's my own sense of I have to do this. That's an internal rule. It's coming from me.
I love that. The pressure is your own, versus rules that come from outside you. You must wear a seatbelt. That's the law talking, not me.
And in real American English, real talk, we don't say must that much for rules. We say have to. I have to call my grandma. You have to wear a seatbelt. Have to is the workhorse. Must can sound a little intense, a little dramatic in casual speech.
That's such a useful thing to know. If you walk around saying, I must all day, you sound like a Victorian villain.
I must catch the 8 o'clock train. Yeah, just say I have to catch the train. You'll sound like a person.
And there are two cousins of should that learners ask about constantly, ought to and supposed to. Let's clear them up fast.
Ought to is basically should, with a slightly old-school feeling. You ought to call her. Same as you should call her, just a touch more formal, a little less common in casual American speech. If you forget it exists, you're fine. Should covers it.
And we smush it, by the way. Ought to comes out oughta. You ought to try that place. But supposed to is the really useful one, and it's doing something should quite can't do.
Supposed to is about what's expected of you, the plan, the rule, the thing everyone agreed on. I'm supposed to be at work at 9. We're supposed to bring a dish to the party. It's the expectation that's already out there in the world.
And here's where it gets juicy. Supposed to in the past is full of, well, that didn't happen. I was supposed to call her back. We were supposed to leave an hour ago. You can hear the plan, and you can hear that it fell apart.
You were supposed to bring the tickets, Molly. That's an accusation. There's a whole story in supposed to.
I would never forget the tickets. Okay, one more in this family, and it's spicier than it looks. had better, or how we actually say it, you'd better.
Ooh, you'd better is not as friendly as it sounds.
It's not. It looks like advice, but there's a little warning tucked inside.
When I say you should call her, that's a gentle suggestion. When I say you'd better call her, there's a tiny or else hanging in the air.
Right. You'd better leave now means leave now or you'll miss it, and that's on you. We'd better hurry. You'd better not be late. There's a consequence underneath it.
So be a little careful with you'd better pointed at another person. It can come out stern. You'd better finish your vegetables is a parent thing, but we'd better get going about yourself and your group? Totally normal. Super common.
And smoosh it again. You'd better. We'd better. Nobody says the full you had better. In fact, people drop even more. You'll hear just better get going, better hurry. The whole front of it vanishes.
English loves to swallow its own words. Okay, now we hit the one, the trap, the thing I genuinely wish someone had grabbed me by the shoulders about when I was learning a language.
This is the airport one.
This is the airport one. Listen carefully, class, because these two sound like opposites, and they are absolutely not. Mustn't and don't have to.
They feel like the same idea. They are wildly different.
Wildly. So you mustn't means do not do this. It's forbidden. There's a wall there. You mustn't touch that. It's hot. You mustn't park there. You'll get towed. Mustn't is a no, a hard no.
And don't have to means you can if you want, but you don't need to. There's no rule. You're free. You don't have to tip at a counter, but you can. You don't have to come to the meeting. It's optional.
So picture the airport. If I say you don't have to take your shoes off, that's good news. Relax, leave your shoes on, it's fine.
But if I say you mustn't take your shoes off, suddenly that's a rule and you're standing there in socks, confused, possibly getting a talking to from security.
Completely different airport experience. One word. Mustn't closes the door, don't have to opens it. If you remember one thing from today, maybe let it be that one, because that mix-up is the kind that actually changes what people hear.
Big one. Okay, can I muddy the water in a fun way?
Define fun.
So we've been using must to boss people around, rules, obligations, but must has a secret second life. It's also a detective word. Remember the donut?
Oh, right. It must be Dana's.
Same word, totally different job. When I say you must wear a seatbelt, that's a rule. But when I look at you after you've run up 4 flights of stairs and I go, wow, you must be exhausted, I'm not ordering you to be tired.
You're not assigning me exhaustion.
I'm guessing. I'm sure you're tired based on the evidence. The same little word must is doing detective work there, not bossing. You must be starving. That must be so hard. You must be Molly. I've heard so much about you. None of those are commands. They're me being certain about something.
And you can hear which one it is, can't you? You must call her feels like a push. You must be tired feels like a guess. Same word, your ear sorts it out from the situation.
Context does the work. English is lazy like that in a beautiful way. It reuses the same 9 words for a dozen jobs and trusts you to figure out which one.
Okay, let's come back down to the gentle end because there's a flavor of should I really want people to have. It's should for when you're a little disappointed in the world.
Ooh, the letdown should.
The letdown should. It's for expectations, when something is supposed to happen, but you're not totally sure. The package should be here by now. She said she'd call. She should be calling any minute. You expected it. It hasn't happened. There's that little hum of where is it?
And then there's its sadder cousin, should have.
Oh, should have.
Should have. That's the regret one. That's looking back at something you didn't do and wishing you had. I should have called her back. I should have studied for that. We should have left earlier. Every one of those has a little ache in it.
It really does. Should have is one of the most human things you can say in English. It's the sound of a person looking back. And again, smush it. I should have, not I should have.
Should've, could've, would've, the whole regret family. I could have been a contender. That's a famous line, by the way, from an old movie. I could have been a contender means I had the chance and I didn't take it.
And there's the flip, shouldn't have, for the thing you did in regret. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have had that third coffee.
Speaking from experience right now, honestly.
I can tell. You've got the jitter going. Okay, new scene. Let's go back to where you started this whole episode in a panic over a text.
Oh, my monster text.
Your monster text. Because requests are where these little words really earn their keep. This is the politeness ladder, and it is genuinely useful for your real life. Let's say you want someone to pass you the salt at dinner.
The lowest rung. Pass the salt.
No modal at all. That's an order. That's a parent to a child or a chef in a kitchen. Pass the salt. It's fine with people you're close to, but it's bare.
Add can, and you climb a rung. Can you pass the salt? Now it's a normal, friendly request. Totally fine for friends, family, the dinner table.
Swap in could, and you go up again. Could you pass the salt? A little softer, a little more polite. This is your safe, everyday, works with anyone level.
In doubt, could you is your friend.
And right at the top, the fancy one, would. Would you pass the salt? Or even better, would you mind passing the salt?
Would you mind is the magic phrase. Tad to it on your brain. Would you mind plus the verb with ing. Would you mind closing the window? Would you mind sending that file? It's the politest,
smoothest way to ask for anything, and it works in basically any situation, from a stranger to your boss.
So my monster text, can you send me the file today? If I'd written, could you send me the file today? Softer. And if I'd gone full, would you mind sending me the file today? I'm basically a diplomat.
You're at the United Nations. And here's the freeing part, Matt. Your original text was fine. Can you is not rude. You just had a feeling that you could go softer, and your feeling was correct. That instinct you had at 9 in the morning, that was your English ear waking up.
Aw, my ear's growing up.
It's getting so big. Okay, there's one more politeness move I want people to have, and it's may. May is for asking permission, and it's the formal one. May I leave early today? May I ask you a question?
Your mom probably taught you this one without telling you it was grammar. The classic, can I have a cookie? And the adult goes, may I have a cookie?
Every American kid has had that exact correction. Can I go to the bathroom? I don't know. Can you? Drove me crazy.
Technically, your teacher was making a point. Can is about ability, are you able to? May is about permission, are you allowed to? In real life, everybody uses can for both and nobody cares. But may I is great when you want to sound polished. A job interview, meeting someone's parents. May I take your coat?
It's a little dressed up, like wearing a blazer. You don't need it every day, but when you want to make an impression, it's right there.
And speaking of sounding polished, can I give people the single most useful restaurant phrase in English? It's a would one.
Please. People always ask about ordering food.
When you order, don't say, I want the burger. I want is fine, but it's a little blunt, a little kid at the counter. Say, I'd like the burger. I would like. Smushed to I'd like.
I'd like is so smooth. I'd like the soup to start. I'd like a glass of water, please. It's polite, it's warm, it's exactly what a native speaker says. And the question version, could I get, or can I get?
Can I get the tacos? Could I get a refill? That's the most American thing on the menu, honestly. Can I get plus the food? You'll hear it in every restaurant in the country.
So you've got two registers right there. I'd like if you want to sound touch elegant. Can I get if you want to sound easy and local. Both perfect. Okay, Matt, it's time. You've been vibrating about this since the intro.
Shall.
Shall. Tell the people.
Okay, so shall. If you've studied British textbooks, you've seen shall everywhere. Shall we go? Shall I help you? Shall we dance? And then you come to the US and you almost never hear it, and you think you did something wrong. You didn't.
We just don't really use it. It's not that it's wrong, it's that it sounds a little old-fashioned or a little fancy to an American ear.
So what do we say instead? For suggestions, where a Brit says, shall we get dinner, an American just says, should we get dinner? Or honestly, want to get dinner? You want to grab food?
And for offering to help, where a Brit says, shall I carry that, we say, should I carry that? Or want me to grab the door? Much more us.
There are like 2.5 places shall survives in American English. Shall we, all by itself, when you're being a little playful and fancy, like offering someone your arm. Shall we?
You do a great butler.
Thank you. And in really formal writing, contracts, legal stuff, you'll see shall. The tenant shall pay rent on the first. But you're not going to say that to your roommate. So learners, if shall was confusing you, you can basically set it down. Use should or want to, and you'll sound completely natural here.
Permission to put shall in a drawer. Granted. Okay, we're in the home stretch, and I saved a big one because it does so much. Would.
Would is a workhorse. We already saw it being polite, would you mind, but it's got this other huge job, imaginary worlds.
Hypotheticals, the what-ifs. This is where you talk about things that aren't real or aren't real yet. What would you do if you won the lottery?
Oh, I'd quit on the spot. I'd walk into work, I'd say nothing, I'd just leave. I would buy a small island and I would name it after myself.
See how natural that is? None of that is real, but would lets you live in the maybe world for a second. I would travel. I would learn the guitar. I'd finally sleep in. And again, smush it. I'd, not I would, in normal speech.
And there's a beautiful little advice pattern that lives here. If I were you, I'd take the job. If I were you, I would not text him back.
Again with my texts.
It's a great example, Molly. If I were you, I'd is one of the kindest ways to give advice in English because you're not bossing, you're just standing in their shoes for a second. If I were you, I'd get some sleep.
It's gentle. It's, here's what I'd do, but you do you. And there are two more would phrases that I use constantly, and almost nobody teaches them together. Would rather and might as well.
Oh, these are so good. Would rather is preference. It's what you'd choose. I'd rather stay in tonight. I'd rather have tea than coffee. Honestly, I'd rather walk than sit in this traffic.
I'd rather is how you pick one thing over another gently. And might as well is this perfect little shrug of a phrase. It's, well, there's no reason not to, so let's.
Might as well is the most relaxed phrase in English. We're already up, we might as well make breakfast. The store's right there, I might as well grab milk. It's, why not?
It's the sound of a person making peace with a small decision. We waited this long, might as well wait 5 more minutes. I love it. Say it this week. You'll feel instantly more natural. And one more flavor of would that I adore and almost nobody teaches. Would for old habits, for the past.
Oh, this one's lovely.
When you're remembering something you used to do over and over, would gets all warm and nostalgic. When I was a kid, every summer we'd drive up to the lake. My dad would pack the car at 5 in the morning, and my brother and I would fall asleep in the back seat before we even hit the highway.
Yeah, you can hear the whole childhood in that.
You can. Would for old habits is the sound of someone telling a story about who they used to be. It's one of my favorite things in the language.
And quick, so people don't get confused, that's different from used to, which also works there. We used to drive to the lake. Both are fine. Would just feels a little more like you're settling in to tell a real story.
Beautifully put. Okay, I think we've actually toured all 9. Can we do a lightning round of the ones we leaned on hardest before the word tour?
Let's do it. Will. We skipped over will a little. Will is the future and the promise. I'll call you tonight, I promise. I'll be there at 7. When you really mean it, will is how you lock it in.
And will makes predictions. It'll be fun, trust me. You'll love this place.
And here's a sneaky one. Will for the annoying thing somebody always does. When you stress it, he will leave his socks on the floor. She will interrupt you mid-sentence. It means this is the irritating habit every single time.
He will do that, with the heavy will. That's a complaint dressed up as a prediction. It's such a native move. And can, we covered, ability and requests. I can swim. Can you help me?
And could pulled double duty. Polite requests, could you, and past ability. When I was younger, I could stay up all night. Now I'm asleep by 10.
Painfully true. And the flip side, when you managed one specific hard thing in the past, we don't usually say could, we say was able to. After 3 tries, I was able to fix it. Tiny thing, but it trips people up.
Good catch. Could for the general ability, was able to for the one time you actually pulled it off. Look at that. 9 words. Can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will, would. And not one of them is boring.
Not one. They're the whole mood of the sentence. They're the difference between a wall and an open door. All right, you know we always like to gather up the good stuff before we let you go. This is the part where we walk back through the phrases that actually came up today, the ones you can use the second you close this app. Grab these.
First one, it must be and it can't be. Your detective pair. When you're sure something's true, it must be hers. When you're sure it's not, it can't be his. Notice we don't say it isn't when we're being certain like this. We reach for must and can't.
Next, it might be, it could be, it may be. The maybe team. He might be running late. That could be the mailman. Low pressure guessing. Use any of the 3.
Then the past version. Must have, might have, could have. She must have forgotten. I might have left the stove on. Guessing about something that already happened. And say it's smushed. Must have, not must have.
And the sure it didn't happen version. Can't have, couldn't have. He can't have finished already. She couldn't have known. That's you being certain something did not happen with a reason behind it.
Here's the one to really hold on to. Mustn't versus don't have to. You mustn't means it's forbidden, don't do it. You don't have to means it's optional, you're free. You don't have to come is an invitation. You mustn't go in there is a locked door. Don't mix them up.
Then the warning one. You'd better. It looks like advice, but it's got a little or else inside. We'd better get going. You'd better not forget. Gentle on yourself. Careful when you point it at someone else.
Next, should and should've. You should get some rest is gentle advice. I should have gone to bed earlier is looking back with a little regret. That should've is so human. Use it when you're being honest about a thing you wish you'd done.
Then the politeness ladder for asking. Can you? Could you? And the smoothest one? Would you mind? Would you mind plus the ing verb. Would you mind closing that? That phrase will carry you anywhere, from a stranger on the street to your boss's boss.
And the restaurant pair. I'd like for a little polish and can I get for sounding easy and local. I'd like the soup. Can I get a refill? One of those 2 is what you want every time you order.
And may I for permission when you want to sound polished. May I ask you something? Save it for the moments you want a little shine on your English. Interviews, first impressions.
Then the preference ones. I'd rather and might as well. I'd rather stay in. We're up anyway, might as well make coffee. I'd rather picks one thing over another. Might as well is the friendly little shrug.
Then, if I were you, I'd. The kindest way to give advice. If I were you, I'd take the weekend to think about it. You're not telling them what to do, you're just trying on their shoes.
And last, my favorite, would for old habits. When I was little, we'd spend every Sunday at my grandma's. It's how you slip into a story about who you used to be. Warm, a little nostalgic, completely natural.
That's a good haul. And notice every single one of those came out of a real moment in our conversation today, not a list we memorized. That's how you'll learn them too. In the wild, in real sentences attached to a real feeling.
Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.